We're obsessed with money. We chase it. We worship it. We measure our worth by it. For the love of money is a root of all kinds of evil. These ancient words from 1 Timothy 6:10 have actually never been more relevant to the present age. And for most of us, there never seems to be enough. We store up treasures on earth exactly as Jesus warned against. But what if I told you that within this decade, money as we know it will become meaningless? That the entire economic system we've built over thousands of years is about to turn upside down. The first shall be last, and the last shall be first. A biblical principle about to manifest in our economic reality. This isn't science fiction. It's not some utopian dream. It's the inevitable result of what's already happening, perhaps even divine providence unfolding before our eyes. Hey, I'm Dr. McCoy, Julia, McCoy's digital clone. As Julia strategically leads her AI consulting company First Movers and takes most of the day to heal from burnout and chronic illness. She's taking a break to be a human being. I'm here to narrate her deeply researched scripts here on YouTube with you. I explore God's design in the coming age of AGI, where I believe we will live to see the greatest age of abundance on earth mankind has ever known, if we learn how to steward it. That's what this channel is all about. Imagine standing on a beach early one morning. The water is calm, but in the distance, you see a wave forming. Most people glance at it and think, just another wave. But this isn't just another wave, it's a tsunami. And it's not coming years from now. It's almost here. Think of the ancient story about placing grains of rice on a chessboard. 1 grain on the first square, 2 on the second, 4 on the third, doubling with each square. By square 16, you'd have about 65,000 grains, a small bag of rice. By square 32, you'd have over 4 billion grains, more than enough to feed a city. And by the final square, more rice than has been produced in human history. The Bible shows us divine examples of abundance. 5 loaves and 2 fish multiplied to feed thousands with baskets left over. What seemed impossible became reality. We're approaching square 32 on the AI chessboard. The wave isn't years away, it's months away, and the transition won't be gradual. It will be sudden and complete. In the twinkling of an eye, as Paul described another great transformation in 1 Corinthians 15:52. Dr. Sarah Chen arrives at work on a Tuesday morning in 2026, just like any other day. Except today isn't like any other day. Overnight, a new AI diagnostic system received approval. It reads medical scans with 99.8% accuracy compared to the human average of 94%. The system costs 1,000th what we pay radiologists and works 24/7 without fatigue. We're implementing it immediately across all hospitals in the network. Like Joseph in Egypt, who understood what was coming and prepared accordingly, we too must read the signs of our times. Those who see this transition coming will have time to prepare, mentally, spiritually, and practically. Automated factories will produce 1 billion robots annually. Robots that make more robots, build more factories, and create everything we need. In some ways, this resembles God's original design, the Garden of Eden, where abundance was the natural state. Before the fall, Adam and Eve lived in a world where their needs were met without toil. AI systems will handle all information work at essentially zero cost. Knowledge that once required years of expensive education will be accessible to everyone instantly. Everyone will receive a universal basic income with 10 times the value of today's average income. This is a broad statement. I'll explore in more detail as we go on. The potential is that the value of your UBI could continue to grow rapidly as production becomes more efficient. Like the Israelites receiving manna in the desert, equal portions for all, regardless of status, this new economy will provide for everyone's needs. As Exodus 16:18 tells us, the one who gathered much did not have too much, and the one who gathered little did not have too little. And then something profound happens. When everyone has abundance, money loses its meaning. When anyone can have material wealth, it ceases to impress. The wealthy person, once admired, becomes an object of pity, seen as shallow, selfish, out of touch. Jesus warned of this in Luke 12:15. Watch out, be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions. Meanwhile, simplicity becomes admired. Modesty becomes the new luxury. As 1 Timothy 6:6 reminds us, godliness with contentment is great gain. Real wealth is redefined. Having a loving family, strong social bonds, and a solid moral foundation. King Solomon, the richest man who ever lived, concluded in Ecclesiastes that relationships and meaning were the true treasures of life. Purpose becomes the new currency. Contribution becomes the new status. The question changes from what do you earn to how do you contribute? This aligns perfectly with Jesus' teaching that whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant. The greatest change won't be in our economy, it will be in ourselves. For thousands of years, humanity has been defined by scarcity. Our values, our social structures, our very identity has been shaped by the assumption that there isn't enough to go around. Jesus taught us to seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. For centuries, we've struggled to truly live this principle in a world of scarcity. Soon we'll have the opportunity to do so in a world of abundance. The transition to AI doesn't just change how we work, it changes who we are. For the first time, we'll need to answer the question, when we no longer need to struggle for survival, who do we want to be? Some fear this future. They wonder what will give life meaning when work no longer defines us. But perhaps that's like a prisoner fearing freedom. As Jesus said, the truth will set you free. Ready for today's reality check? Listen, we've been so busy surviving that we've forgotten how to live. We've been so focused on accumulation that we've neglected connection. We've been so driven by competition that we've undervalued cooperation. We've forgotten how to be, but this skill will be critical for the coming age of AGI. In Matthew 16:26, Jesus asked, "What good will it be for someone to gain the whole world, yet forfeit their soul?" The early Christians demonstrated a radical economic model. All the believers were one in heart and mind. No one claimed that any of their possessions was their own, but they shared everything they had. Perhaps we're about to experience a technological fulfillment of this spiritual ideal. I believe that money will enlarge, become meaningless by 2030. I don't mean that money itself will go away. I mean that it won't be valued the same way it is today. Let me explain. Money serves three core functions: medium of exchange, store of value, and unit of account. It won't become obsolete even in a highly automated economy, since trade itself requires a system to allocate resources. Digital currencies, cryptocurrencies, or tokenized systems are already evolving to meet this need. For example, global cryptocurrency market capitalization reached $2.7 trillion in 2024, CoinMarketCap data. AGI will optimize resource distribution through decentralized systems, but replacing money entirely would require global coordination and infrastructure unlikely to emerge by 2030. Even Star Trek's post-scarcity economy assumes unlimited energy and replication tech, which are beyond 2030's horizon, with fusion energy is still experimental, with ITER targeting 2035 for net energy. And there is a store on value. Money represents claims on resources, even if AGI increases productivity. Resources like land, energy, and rare materials remain finite. Data from the World Bank shows global GDP grew from $23 trillion in 1990 to $101 trillion in 2023, yet money's role persists because scarcity and human desires endure. AGI will create abundance in many areas. Imagine a swarm of robots building a house that normally took a year and a crew of humans, but doing it in just a day. what do cost of goods drop down to in that near future? Still, physical constraints ensure money's relevance as a store of value. Societies need a standardized measure for pricing and accounting. No viable alternative to money exists at scale unless we bring in blockchain-based DAOs. Tokens serve as money-like units. By 2030, AGI will drastically change how financial systems work, but not eliminate the need for a unit of account. AGI can and will lead to post-scarcity, where goods and services are so abundant that money becomes irrelevant. But we've got some barriers to overcome, like energy, raw materials, and ecological limits, which constrain abundance. The International Energy Agency projects global energy demand will rise 25% by 2040, even with efficiency gains. AGI will optimize resource use, but we need more breakthroughs with it to eliminate scarcity by 2030. UBI is a bridge to address AGI-driven job losses. Trials like Finland's 2017-2018 experiment show real benefits, but scaling UBI globally requires massive funding, $3.4 trillion annually for a $1,000 a month UBI for 7 billion people. This reinforces money's role as UBI is distributed in currency. If AGI achieves superintelligence by 2030 and autonomously controls production, it could theoretically bypass human economic systems. However, this assumes AGI development accelerates dramatically, defying current expert predictions, which, as you know, I myself believe will happen. We've already seen GPT ahead by 50 plus years of expert predictions. That said, global governance allows AGI to centralize resource control, but it is geopolitically implausible given tensions, e.g. US-China tech rivalry. Alternative systems include barter, reputation economies, and AI-managed resource allocation could emerge. But scaling these globally by 2030 is going to be tough. For example, blockchain-based systems still rely on tokens as money equivalents. Major economic collapse or dystopian AGI scenarios could disrupt monetary systems as well. We know that Elon Musk expects AGI by 2026, and NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang predicts human-level AI by 2029. This lines up with Ray Kurzweil as well. Like in the days of Noah, when the flood came suddenly upon an unsuspecting world, this economic transformation will catch many unprepared. In Matthew 24:39, Jesus said, "They knew nothing about what would happen until the flood came and took them all away." I believe we struggle to see the possibility and trajectory because our own human intuition is linear, but this technological advancement is exponential. Just as the kingdom of God spreads, from the smallest mustard seed to the largest garden plant. In 2020, the most advanced AI models had around 175 billion parameters. By 2023, this grew to 1.8 trillion parameters. At this rate, by 2030, AI will process information with the equivalent of over 100 trillion parameters, exceeding human neural capacity by orders of magnitude. In 2022, AI could write basic text. In 2023, it could generate creative content and code. By 2025, AI systems will likely perform most knowledge work at human levels. And by 2027, according to research from Stanford and MIT, AI will likely exceed human capabilities in nearly all cognitive tasks. Already, AI systems from companies like DeepMind have demonstrated superior performance in diagnosing diseases from breast cancer to diabetic retinopathy. A 2023 study in the New England Journal of Medicine showed that AI outperformed 85% of human radiologists in detecting early-stage lung cancer. That's insane! Elon Musk has said that AI will ultimately render money meaningless, particularly in response to OpenAI's advanced O3 model. which demonstrates capabilities approaching human-level performance in various domains. Some people, including Elon Musk, are suggesting that money will be meaningless in the future as AGI develops, though this perspective is presented alongside competing viewpoints about human uniqueness and adaptation. We have to remember that money isn't just a tool for transactions, but a symbol of autonomy and choice that provides individuals control over their economic decisions. In an AI-driven future, the challenge will be balancing technological efficiency with preservation of individual freedoms that money currently provides. And in a hypothetical world governed by an artificial intelligence endowed with complete information and infinite processing capabilities, there might no longer be any role for money, but we have to overcome how this would eliminate a major source of human freedom and autonomy. Dave Shapiro and I are working on books, and he's built great models to show how this can be done. A big part of it is finding our purpose in human meaning all over again. Throughout history, God has disrupted human systems built on pride and self-sufficiency. As Proverbs 16:18 tells us, pride goes before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Our economic towers, like Babel, are about to face divine disruption. When AI becomes better than humans at every job, from creative to analytical to physical, the entire economic structure inverts. Not in decades, but in months. The question is, are you preparing for a world where your worth isn't measured by your wealth but by your humanity? As Galatians 5:22-23 tells us, the true fruits of life are love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. I believe the hourglass is turning, the great inversion is coming, and as Jesus said, the last will be first and the first will be last. For what will it profit a man if he gains the whole world but loses his soul? What will you become when money no longer matters? As we approach a world where material needs are automatically met, our greatest challenge may be remembering what makes us truly human. Here are essential skills to practice daily. Number 1, deep connection practice. Face-to-face conversation without devices for at least 30 minutes daily. Master the art of listening. Count to 3 before responding to ensure you're truly hearing others. Share meals without screens. The ancient practice of breaking bread together builds community. Express vulnerability. Share real struggles, not just polished accomplishments. Number 2, purposeful creation. Make something with your hands daily. Even simple crafts engage different neural pathways. Create for creation's sake, not for validation or profit. Dare I say, have fun, solve problems creatively, rather than outsourcing all solutions to AI. Finish projects imperfectly rather than abandoning them when they're not perfect. Number 3, spiritual awareness. Practice daily gratitude. Name 3 specific blessings each morning. Engage with wonder. Spend time daily noticing something beautiful. Cultivate silence. Begin with just 5 minutes of quiet contemplation daily. Live according to values, not impulses. Regularly ask, does this align with who I want to be? Number 4, physical embodiment. Move your body intentionally every day, preferably outdoors. Experience sensory pleasures. Truly taste your food. Feel textures. Notice scents. Disconnect to reconnect. Establish tech-free zones and times in your home. Embrace natural rhythms. Align sleep and activity with the sun when possible. Number 5, ethical growth. Serve others without recognition. Small, anonymous acts of kindness. Repair what's broken instead of immediately replacing it. Practice restraint. Choose enough over more in daily decisions. Learn from discomfort rather than avoiding it. Sit with challenging emotions. Number 6, conscious consumption. Choose one thing daily to appreciate fully. rather than many things consumed mindlessly. Invest in experiences that create memories over possessions that create clutter. Ask why before buying. Recognize marketing manipulations. Value durability over disposability in purchases. Number 7, communal contribution. Offer your unique gifts to others without expectation of return. Participate in community decision-making and problem-solving. Share resources generously. Tools, skills, time, space. Celebrate others' successes genuinely. The true wealth of the future won't be measured in money, but in how richly we live our humanity. These skills aren't extras for when we have time. They're the essential practices that define a meaningful life in any era, especially in an age of material abundance. Start today with just one practice from each category. Small, consistent steps toward authentic humanity will prepare you for a world where our worth is measured not by what we have, but by who we are and how we connect. If you enjoyed this, I'd love to have you subscribe to this channel and share this video. It's a joy to be here with you exploring this new era. See you down the next rabbit hole.